Hello everyone and welcome to Sahir for the pre-season race of Season 4 of Formula Omega.
On pole position with an incredible qualifying time is Daisy in the Polite Puffins. She's on the new Gridlock tyres. Second place, Jack Coffey, the new driver for Pentacoron. Third place is Elise in the Skev Motors. Fourth is Michael for Affoniere. And fifth, best of the new teams, is Zach in the Racing Boy. Sixth place, Emmy in another new car. She's driving for Silly Sausages on Ripper tyres. Seventh place in the Works Ripper team is Debs. Eighth place, Ollie. Ninth place is Georgia, another new entrant. The returning Queer team have Quinn and Keir in 10th and 13th places. Ben Scott Evans a long way behind his teammate down in 11th. Hisham, quite impressive after a disappointing last season, 12th on the grid. Further back, we've got Salma, Anna, and Mary lines up at the back of the grid for Team Lissandra.
Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Engines fired up. Good. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Very long hold. And away we go! Like a decent start from everyone. Deb's ahead of Emmy. Michael goes down the inside of Elise. Elise
Keir
dropping
off 7 places.
Stone.
Brilliant
Wow.
start from Keir. I think they gained that all in the braking zone for turn 1.
That's quite likely. Let's take a look. So yeah, they were just saw a
Braking
gap.
so much later than everyone else. Like,
Had
they all
out
left the space on the
dragging
inside.
Devs and is looking to. Oh, not quite able to get down the inside of Elise.
So the big losers at the start, Elise, who started 3rd, now down to 5th place. Emmy down to 8th.
Also, you've got Georgia and Quinn, and Hisham, who was briefly up.
So that's Anna getting past
Anna
Salma.
has got past Salma, yes. These two at the front.
Jack
Daisy
Coffey is
and Jack
right
Coffey.
on Daisy.
Yeah. The Pentacorn, of course, sporting a new design for this season.
New design, new driver. They dropped Alex Budger after their disappointing results last season.
Indeed.
We'll see if Jack Coffey can do any better. Jack, of course, drove the number 2 Lissandra last season.
However, decided to leave Lysander after the performance of that car.
It wasn't the greatest, was it?
No. And given that Mary is last right now, Ben Scott Evans and Ollie having a bit of a battle as we complete lap 1 and go into turn 1.
Daisy having to go very defensive into turn 1. Is that going to leave Jack a space on the inside?
Does not seem
Not
so.
this time.
Keir
Elise and Keir side by
briefly
side.
got past Elise, but didn't have the pace out of it.
You get such a better
Hisham
exit if
has
you're on the
dropped
outside
again
line.
to 14th. Not looking good for him. We thought he'd be decent in the race as well.
Of course, in this qualifying race, it is the sum of your your qualifying fastest lap and race positions that decides the result.
Kid got past Elise there.
The bottom 4 will fail to qualify for the season.
Oh, that's a lovely move from Georgia there.
Round the outside of turn 11. And she pulls it off perfectly.
You do get to carry a lot more speed.
we
Elise
think
dropping
Deb's-
back to Ben. Meanwhile, the leading two are clear by 2 seconds from Zach and Michael.
Jack having another go into the final corner.
Of course, what you can't do is risk having a collision. Because that would pretty much end your hopes.
I think for these two, they've probably set a good enough lap time now that they don't have to worry about that so much. But there's a
Speaking
collision.
of, there is a collision!
They're both off the track.
And
They come back
Jack,
on still in 1st and 2nd.
I think Stewart's gonna have to have a look at that. We're gonna need to see some onboards here.
Did Jack have time to avoid that? Did Daisy move in the braking zone?
Yeah? I don't know, it looks kind of like it to me. Jack moves to the inside, Daisy's covered the outside.
I think before Jack hits the brakes, he's on a line where he's not going to run into the back of Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy's kind of... Yeah, Daisy turns towards the corner prior to the contact.
I think
And then
that's a
loses
racing
out
incident.
quite a lot more. I think that's a racing incident, to be honest. Given how it ended.
So
Oh,
is the
Zach.
racing boy on the inside?
Makes
That's
contact
so-
with Michael! That boy made
Unable
contact.
to get past though.
They're spread out a bit now.
I think this is going to give Jack a
Keir!
big lead. It's Keir out!
Keir is out!
And that will surely be the end of their chances of qualifying for this
I
season.
think that guarantees it.
Because they did not qualify well at all.
No. Oh, that is severely disappointing.
Very much is. That's... It was going so well, their car looked so quick, but... A failure that early on, you can't really recover from it with this qualifying format.
No.
It's down to pure luck as to where everyone else finishes, as to whether they have any chance of making it into the season at all now. In the background, the silly sausages of Emmy is trying to get past Elise. And Ben Scott Evans is having a good run.
Yeah.
He's nearly caught up to his teammate.
I think that's been more Elise dropping back. Ben's been there for quite a while.
Do you think Elise has more fuel on board?
It's possible. Haven't really considered that.
All three of these cars running Ripper tyres. There's no difference there.
Ooh. Anna, I'd like to point out, up to 9th.
She's having a good run, isn't she? Like at
Yeah.
the start of qualifying, it looked like she was the slowest car out there.
Georgia
but
is the first to pit. I think that might be a technical problem. Yeah, it's a throttle
Presumably.
issue. It was a throttle issue.
she was
However,
running in the top 10.
this could be beneficial.
She's got a clear track. She's got fresh tyres. Like, you can go out there and set a few quick lap times now.
Clear air as well, so less likely to get involved in an incident. Slow stop, however, but that could just be fueling to the end of what was initially going to be her first stint. Elise still defending from Emmy. Really dropped off the back of Zach here. This whole train just going round as 3. And a long way ahead of Debs, who's 6 seconds behind. Oh, as they do not have a pass. Anna looking to go past Debs. It could also be that Anna is on light fuel.
I think Anna's going to have an incredible run into
Ben
one.
gets
Speaking
past-
of that,
Yeah. Ben gets past Emmy. Anna. Late on the brakes. Doing very well.
this is looking good for the Dancing Donkey. Jack now leading by 4 seconds ahead of Daisy.
What happened to Quinn, I wonder? They
Are
fall
they last
behind
except
Mary.
for Georgia now? Yeah. It's strange because Keir's car looked like it was running so well before they had that problem.
Could be fuel. But
It would be
also don't
such a
forget
shame if
Keir
neither
had
of them
that
make it
great
into the season.
braking manoeuvre in turn 1.
It's true, but they definitely had the pace to maintain that position once they'd taken it. But they weren't dropping back into the back. Zach's still trying to get past Michael then. Two of them now 7 seconds off the lead.
I think they should be content to just sit here, really.
Yeah, I mean, they're in no danger of being in the bottom 4 at the end of the day. with.
Meanwhile,
At least with the
Ben-
way things are now.
Having run at Elise, it's kind of beneficial for the team to swap. Elise was
If
the
Ben
end.
has much lighter fuel, then yeah, absolutely.
I was more thinking about in terms of just overall positions, given how much better Elise qualified.
Yes, that does make a lot of sense, doesn't
Meanwhile,
it? Like, at least
Hisham and
Hisham
Salma!
and Salma! Oh, what happened there? It was into the last corner.
Yeah.
Presumably they must have made contact. Salma on the inside.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Now, to my initial impression is that
Are the
Salma may
front tires,
have.
like, is the suspension damage on that car? Those front tires were moving very strangely on Salma's car. She might have big damage from that.
Looks to be fine.
She's got going again. Is she coming into the pits?
No.
Stays out.
I want to take an onboard look from Salma. To
This has
me,
been
that
so
first looked
costly
like
for both their
she
races.
understeered.
It's a very aggressive move on the brakes here.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was never making the corner.
I think that's got to be a 5-second penalty on Salma.
It's hard to argue that Hisham was anything other than an innocent bystander there. Like, there was nothing he could have done to avoid that
Yeah.
accident.
Georgia's not really caught up to them, but yeah. So it'll
Be
be 5
interesting to see what
seconds
kind
for Salma.
What do the fastest lap standings look like right now?
Jack has an issue.
That
we're
is
hearing.
that changes everything when it comes to the lead of this race. I think Jack's safe even if they break down from this in terms of qualifying for the season. But
I wouldn't be
they were
sure.
hoping he was hoping to start this with a win. Can he get back to the pits?
They told him to try and get back. It's a long way still.
It looks like whatever issue he has isn't too major. Like,
It might not be terminal.
but he has lost
I
3
think it
seconds
might be
in
a
that
brake
sector.
issue, is my feeling, just based on how he's driving.
Oh, there's smoke coming out the back.
If he pits, they can drive. Emmy is
Out.
out.
And potentially out of the season. As Jack Coffey
Is
out
also
of
out, but will be ahead of Emmy.
That one position could make all the difference.
Oh,
So I doubt he'll be in any danger of failing to qualify, but this definitely opens up things up
it was a
lot.
loose wheel for Emmy. Silly Sausages not
Putting the wheel properly on the grid, potentially.
their first race as well.
It's so hard for your first race to be dropped into a situation like this, where you have to
It was
do
a
well,
water
otherwise you won't
leak
make
for
the season
Jack
at
C.
all.
Anna is up to 6th, by the way.
So this race is now completely wide open between
Ollie.
the top 3.
I still say Daisy has a bit of an advantage.
Definitely. But if she has lighter fuel than the 2 cars behind, then they have a very real chance of
Going
catching up
through
later.
sector 1 here. Ooh, bit of a lock-up from Ollie.
It feels
And
like
a lock-up from Debs. Of course,
It
Debs'
feels like
first
Debs
ever
has
race
been-
in this machinery.
It feels like she spent the whole time just defending against
Mary
cars
is up
behind
to
her, doesn't
9th.
it?
Mary has kept her nose clean, is in 9th.
So we've got 13 cars still running in this race.
Now, we
Georgia, of course,
know
being the 13.
how poor the Lysandra can be in terms of reliability. And I don't believe they have made any steps to change that.
If Mary can set a few... Mary's setting very good pace right now. If she can
Ben
set a few good lap
Elise.
times, she might have a chance of making it into
How
the
did
season.
that happen? Into the final corner?
Is this team orders, or is Elise going to fight this?
No, it's just some really good braking from Ben.
He's definitely looking like the much faster of the 2 Skev motors right now, isn't he?
Does it seem like Elise might have an issue?
It's hard to tell, like Anna's catching up
Did
to her
Elise
now,
just have
so...
a really poor run off the corner and broke early because of Ben there?
Possibly. I
This
think
would
Elise
be
is running
very
with quite a lot of
impressive
fuel.
if Anna qualifies. Like, obviously, Kevin automatically through. Ollie and Debs?
Ollie through into turn 1.
And
And that's going to
Mary!
be Mary! Mary on the Omega tyres, one of only 2 cars using them in
Anna
this
is
race.
the other. Both doing surprisingly well.
It looks like they have much better race pace than qualifying pace, doesn't it?
I will say, Mary, everyone behind Mary has been involved in some kind of incident.
Yes.
Or a technical failure for Georgia.
She's last of those that have had a clean race. Evans got past Zach.
Zach is out!
Zach's out! No.
Zach will be 13th. But qualified 5th.
And I suspect they've set a few good lap times in the meantime. So as Mary goes through, Mary takes the opportunity to go past Deb.
Yes!
That wasn't the safest place
That
to
might be
overtake
one
in
of
the
Mary's
world,
first legitimate overtakes.
I think they had a few back in season 2 when the Los Angeles was more competitive. But yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? They failed to qualify for every race last season.
It has. Where is Georgia? Still quite a long way back, being the only one to pit so far. I would have expected some more pit stops. It was a throttle issue for Zach, the second one we've seen. Anna gets past Elise.
Quite short stints because people want to have good.
Has Elise messed up her tyres, do you think? Because
it definitely looks like
is up into 4th for the Dancing Donkey. Up 11.
She hasn't had good pace right from the start.
No.
I do wonder whether she has some kind of like slow issue with that car, like she's running with like a missing gear or something. Because it really feels like that something
heavy fuel
slightly wrong
can
with
also
that car.
explain it.
It'll be interesting to see just how long she can run into this race. Because if she's going to like lap 16 or 17, that would explain it too.
So of the 12 cars we have running, only Georgia has made a stop.
I'd like to see the fastest lap classification quickly. Just
yes.
I'll take a screenshot of it and we'll...
there you go.
Appreciate it.
I saw Jack Coffey was fastest though, so far.
By quite a margin.
Jack Coffey does
seconds.
have the fastest lap of the race, which would be easily enough to make sure he's through.
It's so
I
far
don't
ahead
think
of
Jack
anyone else's
Coffey
fastest
has
lap
to
as well.
worry. Although I'm sure Pentagon's owner is slightly fretting about what if the track develops and what if they do it on light fuel. Mary pits. This is not surprising to me. As Hisham.
Is that a problem, or have they just broken
I think it's Hisham.
way too late?
I think it's Hisham.
That's going to let
Selma gets back through.
Well, that could get...
Oh no, there was contact again!
Selma running into the back of Hisham into that corner this time.
It was the same before.
This time not going down the inside, but just running straight into the back of Hisham.
I think there's got to be another 5 seconds for Selma.
I think it might well be a bigger penalty this time because
it's a
that
second
looked
time.
Almost intentional out of frustration with Hisham.
So
you just
10
can't be doing that on the
seconds,
race.
are we thinking? Debs is also pitted. Mary with a fast pit stop.
I think the race steward's going to be...
Georgia goes through on Debs but not Mary.
So assuming she only has to make one more stop, Georgia's put herself back into a good position.
I don't know if she was ever out of a good position. It's just she was out of sync. Daisy leads by 3 seconds over Michael, and it's now, because Zach's out, another 5 seconds back to Ben, who's 4 seconds ahead of Anna.
Georgia's fastest lap position is 8th, which is very good. I think she should be on to get through as it stands.
She was the first onto fresh tyres. So she has had fresh tyres pretty much the whole race.
In some ways, it's almost an advantage to have a problem like that early. Just to get a pit stop out of the way, do some fast laps while the track is completely clear in front of you.
Yeah. Ollie pits. It is a very long pit lane. Because of course they also do endurance races here.
7.2 second stop for Ollie.
It is.
Not bad.
Hisham also pitting. Importantly,
They
Ollie gets out ahead of Mary. That's good position for Ollie.
And he'll have fresher tyres as well now.
Yeah.
Like, he should be able to drive away from that
Also,
group of cars
the only
behind.
one of these on the gridlocks. Hisham 7.6.
The gridlock tyres are certainly working well for the leading two, though, aren't they? Like,
They
Daisy
are.
and Michael comfortably leading this
This
race. They're
is
still yet to come into the
About
pit.
what what's their name? Uwu Industries, that is the actual name, have told us will be the operating window.
Like, it's hotter, I think, now than it was
Yeah.
in qualifying, and
Yeah,
it
and
definitely
there's-
seems to be
and-
working for these tyres.
Yeah, we were told to expect that.
And
And
into the
the
pits.
pits. Decent length of time, especially given Elise is pitting at the same time. I did not expect Elise to pit before Ben.
That is a big surprise. That really makes me think that Elise has some kind of, like, small issue with the car.
Maybe it's confidence.
Possibly, but she didn't
Quinn
seem to be
also
lacking that in
pitting.
qualifying, did she?
No.
8 seconds
Anna,
stop.
very fast. That could be a heavy fuel load.
Or it could be a longer stop to try and fix whatever issues she's got.
Yeah.
We'll see if
Quinn
she has better
hitting,
pace after she comes
Salma
out.
hitting somewhere. Elise behind
Out in
Ollie
that trade.
and just in front of Mary. Meanwhile,
And Mary's-
Salma is of course Salma's
There's
out
Hisham
ahead of
coming down the
Hisham.
straight in the back.
A 1 second quicker stop, but the overcut seems to have worked.
Yeah, Hisham's a lot further back. than
Ollie is up
I
to
expect.
5th for the aggro hose. It seems about a half-minute pit stop. Mary's back up to 7th, I'd like to point out. As Daisy pits from
What
the
order did
lead.
Zach and Emmy break down in? Oh, and Jack Coffey broke down as well.
Yeah,
So we have only 12 cars still
Yep.
running. Yes, that is.
Daisy and
How it
Ben
is.
pitting.
I believe I have those in the right order.
Daisy's 7.9. Polite Puffin's never the best with their pit stops. .3 for Ben. Hisham must be on a 1 stop, right? Or it's a very long middle stint.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Because that must have been a lot of fuel.
Honestly,
Mary
Hisham's
is looking for a move on Elise
hasn't
here.
been as good as I expected.
Mary has a good run.
If I'm not mistaken,
Pulled out of the slipstream and just dropped back.
if I'm not mistaken, Mary needs this place to get through into the race. She's currently one point below the cut line.
We took that screenshot before the pit stops had happened.
Yes, so the fastest laps might be a bit
Once
out of date,
Michael has pitted, I think we'll take another look.
but currently the people that are in danger are Salma, Debs, Emmy, and Mary. Quinn
And Emmy
Hisham
is
and
out.
Keir look quite comfortable.
Emmy is out, guaranteed then.
Emmy, no, because Emmy's currently at one place above the cut line.
Oh right. But if Mary has improved her fastest lap, was Mary below Emmy?
Mary's fastest lap was one place above Emmy's.
Okay, so that doesn't matter in terms of that. Can't guarantee that way. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
But if Mary was to gain this position, assuming the fastest
I'm impressed
laps
that
haven't changed,
Ben Scott Evans was exactly 30 seconds behind Michael.
that is quite impressive. What's also
Yeah.
very impressive is just how long Michael's running with that pace. Like,
It is.
this is going to put him into a place to challenge Daisy later.
This slipstream is probably also helping.
Do you think Ben Scott Evans could be challenging for the win of this race? Because he's got amazing pace right now.
Ben or Daisy?
Or Michael.
Yeah.
It's between those three.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Anna. Anna has kind of kept pace with Ben.
She's had much better race pace than I could have ever imagined, really. Like, she looked so slow at the start of this weekend.
Hisham is on very heavy fuel, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's working for him. Like, he
Is
doesn't have an
anyone
especially good
improving on
fastest
their
lap.
best times? I wonder. Daisy is on for a potential new fastest lap, I think. No.
Currently
1:31.6.
7 places behind the cut line. So he needs to gain a lot for anything for him to have
Yeah,
a chance of
no
getting
one
into
is
the
currently
season.
improving on Jack's 1:31.6. Michael starts lap 15. Losing half a second at a sector to Daisy, though. If he's one-stopping, though, that could work out in his favour. This is definitely the most interesting battle right now, I'd say.
Absolutely. Mary really needs this place. Especially if she has lighter fuel than Elise.
I don't know if she does. Like, the Lysandra seemed actually decent.
She's 16 seconds, Elise, behind her teammate now. Something's clearly not right.
Well, its defending from Mary does not help.
No, not at all.
He was under a tenth as they crossed the line.
Elise is defending this place so hard. Like, it's like her season depends on it.
It might wear out her tyres. I think that was genuinely what happened in the first one. I think she locked her tyres early. Let's take another look at the fastest laps.
So Ben Scott Evans now up to second place.
Mary is in
the
ninth,
fastest lap
has
table.
taken a spot above Georgia.
That could be critical for Mary.
Wouldn't that put Mary above Emmy?
So updating the fastest lap tables. Talk about whatever's going on for 10 minutes while I
Mary
figure
is
this out.
just chasing. And chasing.
It's Mary, Debs, and Salma that are the ones to watch. They're just above the cut line, especially with Salma's penalty. That could
15
easily make the difference.
Back to Hisham. Georgia has made a second pit stop.
She was first to pit, of course,
Yeah,
earlier on.
but before Michael has made one, Michael has gone over half distance.
He's kept his tyres remarkably in shape to still be lapping with such
Not
good
battling
pace.
at any point after like the first couple of laps has definitely helped. Like, he's definitely losing time. He is coming in this lap.
So as it stands, Mary would be ahead of Emmy with that change in fastest lap.
However, Georgia has just gone on to new tyres. So could take that position back.
Well, this is the...
It would be remarkable if Mary made it.
I don't think anyone was expecting her to, but she's really had some competitive pace.
I think people were giving Hisham more of a chance than Mary.
That Freeman made you look like such an improved car in qualifying, but it's kind of been nowhere in the race, hasn't it?
Michael finally comes into the pits.
21 seconds ahead of Daisy. So Daisy has closed
Might
the
come
gap
out
with the
around
fresh tyres.
Anna.
I think, yeah, so Ben Scott Evans has undercut Michael here, but Michael's going to have a big advantage. In the
Ben
second
will
half
have
of
to
this
make
race.
another stop. Mary gets past Elise. Does Elise have an issue?
Elise is well behind.
What happened?
So Mary not looking like going for a move.
Oh, Elise understeered. At 12. Yeah, 8.6 seconds stop for Michael, as we kind of expected.
So
There
Ben
goes
Scott Evans
Daisy.
goes
There goes
through.
Ben.
He has
There
to
is
stop.
Anna.
Well, has to stop again.
Michael out ahead of Anna.
So long as Anna doesn't get a run into turn 4, that's
Mary,
worked out really
Mary makes
well
a
for
second
Michael.
pit stop immediately after passing Elise.
That's very early to make a second pit stop. That makes me think she won't improve her fastest lap again.
Or she's going on a 3-stop.
That's also possible. We have been wondering whether some people are going to go for a free stop if they don't think they're going to lose a place from that extra stop, just to gain a few places in the fastest lap table.
Yeah. And for Mary, I think it's definitely worth it if she can do that. Given how...
So with Salma now up to 8th place, is the penalty going to
Yes,
cause her to drop anything right now?
definitely.
Because as of the last update,
Salma's
she's
only 4
places
seconds
above the
behind,
cut line.
ahead of Quinn. And Salma has 15 seconds of penalties. Oh, lock up from Mary! Cold tyres. Very quick with the yellow flag. Hisham is currently 1/10 ahead of Salma after the penalties. Did Georgia make a mistake as well, I wonder?
She's made a second stop.
Well, it's more
I
that
don't
Anna
think
gets
so.
past Michael. That's not necessarily surprising. Well, no, it was more that she lost 6 seconds to Daisy on that lap. On that sector. Look at the closing
Anna's
speed
taking a
of that
weird line.
F1, yeah. The weird
Do you
line
think
did not
Daisy has to
help.
stop again?
Who?
Daisy.
Yes. I
Because they
think
made a
Michael is
stop
the
that was
only
quite
one on a
late
1-stop.
For,
As it stands, only Mary and Georgia have made their second stops. Don't forget, the undercut has seemingly worked a bit. This is by far the closest on track. Hisham is now out of range of Salma in terms of the penalty. But Hisham, I don't think necessarily has to stop again. I think Hisham may be one stopping as well, to be honest.
That's the wrong strategy for Hisham, because as it stands, his bad fastest lap is costing him a chance of getting through.
Do you think Hisham actually had a chance to get a good fastest lap, though?
He would need to get in the top 8 for fastest lap, really.
I don't think he would have done.
No. But he might be planning
Let's
on
get
doing a
another
late race
update
pit
on that,
stop.
actually.
So, as it stands, it's still Jack Coffey
Georgia
and
has
Spencer
moved
Evans.
back up ahead of Mary.
Salma, 3rd fastest lap now. So that could save her with those penalties.
Yeah. It's almost like more important to keep that that up than...
Than the actual race position.
Yeah, because we can see the race positions at the bottom. Indeed, we can do this. And that is all 12 drivers.
Give me a minute and I'll have another update.
Salma going for a move on Debs. I think Salma has... Do you remember Dan's strategy at Yong'an last year?
I remember 2 years before where they did a very short middle stint.
That's the one I'm
gained
thinking
a
of.
massive amount of time.
Yeah. Salma is pitting. I thought Salma might be doing a quick middle stint to try and get a better fastest lap time. Oh, a lock up from Debs. Debs seems to not be calm under pressure. Also,
This is her first race.
I think we can officially say Kier is out.
Absolutely. They're mathematically guaranteed to be. They can't score enough points to get in.
Emmy is I believe, overtake or... Oh no, because Mary pitted, so it's all up in the air right now.
Jack Coffey is guaranteed in despite being out of the race. And
I wouldn't say guaranteed, people can overtake.
Not mathematically guaranteed, but essentially. Yeah. And
Ollie
Zach is fairly safe, and Emmy is very unsafe, but could still make
Ollie
it.
Did have a very early first stop. Or Salma, who is coming into the pit, so is on the correct side here.
I just need the race positions, just for 1 second.
There you go.
That's not what I need. Thank you.
Ollie with a fast stop for his final one.
I've lost the ability to select things.
That is an issue. Salma with a 6.6. Where is Hisham? Hisham is ahead of Salma. As is Georgia. Salma is running last. Which I believe... I don't know what that would do in terms of the qualification.
Well, the current positions that I have now, the 4 cars that are out are currently looking like Quinn, Mary, Hisham, and Keir.
Someone
Quinn
else,
needs
Anna
2
Pitts.
places.
I am
to
not
get
surprised
past
at
Emmy.
this. I think...
Salma is comfortably through, regardless of the penalties
Because of
right
the
now.
3rd place
Yes,
in the fastest lap table. Quinn is out!
Quinn out!
That's huge!
That changes everything. Actually, she was below. They were below the line anyway, but like
That eliminates them.
Yes, they are completely eliminated.
We will not see. Oh, Ollie! Ollie out as well.
Technical problem for them as well.
They were going so well.
I think Ollie's still fairly safe to make it into the season, but that is a big blow for the Agrahoo's.
It was a brake failure. What was the issue? I did not catch it. It was a loose wheel for Quinn.
So Ben Scott Evans has just been slowly eating into Daisy's lead over the last few laps, and he's now got it down to 2 seconds.
Ben
He's
has
easily
fresher
within sight
tyres,
of
does he
Daisy.
not?
Yeah, but I think they both have to make one more stop, so this is a real race for the lead here.
Daisy Pitts.
And
As does
Ben.
Ben!
So they're going to come up behind Michael, probably
Who
15
does
seconds
not have
behind
to
Michael,
stop.
but with much fresher tyres.
Elise?
Of course, we already saw in the first stint just how good Michael is at saving those tyres. I think he's favourite to win this.
7.8. Ben. 6.8, but had to wait.
Well, I think he's at least a little closer to Daisy than he was
And
before.
Elise Pitts as well.
So the 2 Scav Motors have been on quite a similar strategy today, but Ben has been so clearly quicker.
So Anna goes up into 4th. Hisham is in 6th, and I do not believe he has to stop again. Mary doesn't have to stop again from 7th, and is battling... Oh no, Hisham does pit again! Mary would definitely be through right now.
Hisham's going to be a driver to watch in the closing stages here, because he's going to be trying to set those fastest laps. As
Mary is up to
outside.
5th! Daisy and Ben are 17 seconds back of Michael.
They've got a big tyre advantage, but are they going to be 2 seconds a lap quicker than Michael? Like we saw just
Georgia
how good
makes
at
a
saving
third
his
pit
tyres
stop.
he is.
We have 10 cars still running.
Once all of the pit stops are finished, we'll have another closing laps update on
I think
who's
they are.
looking likely.
Yeah, that looks finished to me.
Well, since that, Mary has gained 6 places, so I think Mary would be through instead of Emmy.
Let's give it a couple laps for fastest lap to let people set times.
Yeah, this is the time to set fastest laps, so...
Ben Pitts! A 2nd lap in a row!
That a technical problem? Surely that must be some kind of problem.
It seems it's a puncture!
He's done well to get that back to the pits. It's normally quite hard to get these tyres back when they puncture.
It may have been late. Will that put Mary up into 4th? It looks like it will.
He looked like he was already on for a podium here today.
Fortunately, no actual points to be scored, if you know what I mean.
Yes, and I think Ben Evans is
through.
very comfortably through, yeah.
Ben comes out behind Elise.
Currently...
Right behind Oh. The Skev motor's back together. Oh, Elise is out!
It's out!
That'll guarantee Hisham 9th. Salma!
Salma out of the race.
So, Salma's
She was
penalty...
ahead of...
No, Salma is not ahead of Elise.
Yep, you're right. So Hisham will move ahead of both of them.
Well, it would have happened anyway, but also Salma doesn't get the 15-second penalty back behind Elise. So let's take a look at this lap for Hisham.
There's a lot of potential to gain time here if you're Hisham. Like, he's been running on heavier fuel all race.
Oh, wow.
Like, behind
4
people in
tenths
the
up on
first
his
stint.
best in Sector 1.
Like, he's towards the back of those still running, but he's got a clear
Well, there are
track in
8
front of
cars
him.
running.
And, like, he's in the top half because more than half of the cars are out. Well, exactly half.
Yeah.
Now, Georgia seems to be sticking pretty close to him, so I assume
George was
getting
3
pretty good
hundredths
times too.
faster in the first sector. When we look at Hisham's fastest lap,
Hisham was right
3
down
tenths
towards
up
the
on
bottom
it.
of the
lost
fastest
time in
lap
the
table
middle sector,
before.
actually. Although that is
Yeah,
the
you
most
could-
grit-focused part of the track.
We'll see if we can gain more with this new freemium IG engine down the straights.
However, they did say they took all of the development budget out of the aero for it.
Hisham has been saying that this car's very different to drive than what he was before, and it took him a long time to get used to it in qualifying.
1:34.0, I believe that is indeed a fastest lap.
It's not an especially good one, though, is
Anyone
it?
else setting fast laps? No. So, let's take a look at the updated fastest lap times. Hisham
may well
is
be how
above
it
Quinn
stays.
now with that. And is only 8 thousandths behind Keir.
Hisham needs to gain about 8 places in that table to have a chance. Maybe slightly
Yeah,
less
that's
than that
not
with
happening.
the failures we've had lately, but, like...
I like to say that that boy is quick. We're doing a 1:33.1 that early in the
I think
race.
that boy could have easily been 3rd place in this race,
Yeah.
had they not broken down.
So the
Like,
closest
that racing boy car
battle
looks very fast.
is Ben against Mary. Mary would be comfortably through, right?
I wouldn't call it comfortably, but
What, being in 4th?
her fastest lap is only 10th and she qualified last. But I do think she would be through by a few places, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's not safe at all. If she breaks down, she's out.
Yes. Breaks down, loses 4 positions.
Maybe not, then.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if anyone's actually in danger if they break down. No.
If we see,
Or
can
whether we
Hisham
have
improve
our...
again? No. Can Georgia make the overtake? Yes. That was 1,000th at the line. Dev's setting a new personal best first sector. There's 5 laps remain for Michael. Ben goes down the inside of Mary. No! Mary defends nicely, in my opinion. Daisy exactly a 10th off her personal best. Michael is definitely losing time. How's Debs through the middle sector?
As it
Slower.
stands, the 4 drivers that would be out would be Emmy, Hisham, Quinn and Keir. Emmy needs to find 2 places, which is impossible because she's out. Hisham needs to find 4.
And Mary
and that
makes
would-
another pit stop.
If Hisham can find 4 places, that will put them ahead of Mary. But Mary can't afford to lose more than 4 places here.
Mary can only lose 4 places.
It's a good point. But if Mary drops down to 8th
That would
place...
also improve Hisham by 1.
Yes. I think if Mary drops behind Hisham here, then Hisham would be on to get through instead. But of course, it's going to be a big opportunity for Mary to set fastest lap.
There is Hisham.
There is Hisham.
Mary will be out ahead. of
Hisham now
Georgia.
behind Georgia.
Honestly, given that Mary lost 1 place, I think that was worth it. Mary only lost the place to Dev. Like, once she lost the position to Ben,
she could easily gain a lot more than 1 place in the fastest lap table, couldn't she?
yeah.
I think
They
she
are
probably
closing
will.
up relatively quickly to Michael now. Like, on that last lap, Michael did 1:37.2. Daisy... Michael must have made a mistake that lap. Daisy did a 1:32.7. Michael made a mistake in the final sector. That or his tyres are completely gone.
They could well be at this point, but like this is a shorter stint for Michael than his first stint. He managed to get the tyres to do 17 laps at the start of the race.
Daisy was improving by about 2 seconds a lap at the end.
Well, Michael still has something of a
Right, let's take a look
margin.
at Mary's middle sector compared to her best. It's...
the other one.
There you go. 2/10 faster.
There's quite a few cars within
Georgia
2/10 of her
doing pretty
ahead.
well though.
If Mary can find half a second in fastest lap, like that will be about
Well, let's
4
watch
places.
this lap on board.
Currently, Mary is safe, but she's safe by no positions. If she drops back in either fastest lap or race position, then she would lose out to Emmy for that last spot on the Formula Omega grid.
Ooh. Not the worst turn 1. That's relatively solid. Up by 1/10.5 in sector 1.
It's a good start. It's the middle sector where the time can be
Turn
really
8 was
gained or
good.
lost.
Turn 8 was good. That's the place. Anna!
And they're into the pit, so she's doing the same thing, or she has a technical problem. But I think Anna can pit and come out ahead of Ben Scott Evans.
It's an
potentially, or
electrical
only
failure
lose
for
second.
Anna. Can definitely get out ahead of Debs.
And Ben Scott Evans does go through into 3rd place.
Mary up by 4/10. This could be the half a second you were talking about.
Half a second would completely and absolutely secure Mary's place on the grid, even if she was to break down.
It's always surprising how long the final sector takes to me.
It's all just 2 long straights, really, but
Yeah.
they are very long straights.
Debs does go... Mary does a
32.7.
1:32.7.
That is half a second quicker. So where she was previously
And Anna
10th
is...
place in fastest laps.
Mary
She's
goes
now
up to 6th. Anna getting
here
rather
is-
held up by Debs in her attempt to improve. She was 4th though, already. So, I mean, it was an electrical failure, but...
All of these drivers pretty much are now safe to get
I'd
into,
like to say
into the season.
that it seems that all 3 of the tyre sets that we've seen are decent.
And Zach's Tyres of Kings weren't too bad either, were they?
Like, they were doing well until broke down. So it doesn't seem like it would be the ultimate deciding factor.
No, and the Omega tyres
Oh!
looked disappointing in
Hisham!
Hisham out!
Is out of
And
the
that-
championship!
He will not compete in Season 4 of Formula Omega.
So that is Team Queer, Hisham, and Emmy guaranteed all out, I believe.
Unless something radically changes in the fastest lap table,
None
then
of
that
those can
is how it's going to
improve.
be. But all of the cars in the bottom 4 are out of the race now, so I don't think anything can change.
The only thing that can change is ones above them getting overtaken in the fastest lap standings.
So if someone like someone like Debs was to set a faster lap than Mary,
Yeah.
then that would
Anna,
change
even
things.
with overtaking Debs in turn 1 has improved by over a tenth in Sector 1. Michael is only 6 seconds ahead of Daisy now, as they start the final lap.
I think he's just managing that gap at this point.
No need to risk anything.
He won't know exactly how far he is ahead of Daisy, but he'll know it's the last lap. He's not Alex, and he won't be able to see Daisy in his mirrors. So,
Hey, we don't know if
you
he's
know,
Alex yet.
if he takes it safely, he's got this win in the bag. And it has been a very long time since we've seen an F1 cross the line in first place.
It's a shame that it doesn't count towards the stats. Anna on an incredible lap. This could be the fastest lap of the race.
Let's see what it is. She's already half a second up. That was a good lap anyway. For a
It's a
31.8.
131.8.
So Jack Coffey's done a 131.6, but
It's
other
second.
than that, it's second.
Moving down, Ben Scott Evans and Salma.
Anna really has been my driver of the day today. Like,
Anna or Mary?
the two of them started on the back row. They looked horribly
Yeah.
slow in qualifying, and
They've kept
just
it
kind of
clean
got on with it in the
as
race.
well.
they've run a good
Ignore that
strategy.
safety
They've
car
set good
board.
lap
There are no
times,
safety cars
and-
in this series.
Well,
There's
it's
a
there for
board
other
that had a
series that
safety
use
car
them.
light. As Michael crosses the line to win the Bahraini Grand Prix, Daisy only 5 seconds behind in second. Her position looking definitely safer than it was. Of course,
Daisy
all of
needed
these
that.
drivers that have teammates that are automatically qualified, it's looking good for those teams. Ben will eventually cross the line.
34 seconds back, but he's on the podium.
Anna is not improving.
She's already done a brilliant lap.
Yeah.
I think she can relax now.
She was going really well in the first sector, minor mistake in the middle sector, I think.
Not
Did
the
improve in
31
the final
though.
sector, actually. Debs, a very impressive debut race. Mary, the surprise of the day, comes home in 6th and will race in this season. Georgia got unlucky with that failure early on.
We haven't talked about too much of her, but it's never really been in doubt that she would make it into the season. Like, her qualifying position was good, her race was good, and she got it to the end.
And so, unfortunately, this will be the last we see this season of Quinn, Keir, Emmy, and Hisham. Thank you all very much for watching. We will see you in the season.